The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down, G-Wade Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon
Dirty.
And we got a very special guest on the podcast today. We go back a minute. I'm very excited to sit down and speak with her about what she do, her business, and all that good stuff. Ruqayyah Abdul-Rahim. Did I say it right?
You sure did. You sure did.
I be reading. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man?
Hey, I'm good. What's going on with you?
Ain't nothing. Long time no see. Now we've spoken, but we haven't Zoomed or FaceTime.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what's up. So we're doing this via Zoom because you are now on the West Coast. But I met you here in Atlanta when you used to live here in Atlanta. But let's back it up a little bit so that we can bring our audience in a little bit on who you are. And then we'll talk about what you do and all that good stuff. So, Ruqayyah, where are you from originally?
I was actually born in Saudi Arabia, but I was raised in California.
Born in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Is this I was getting ready to do the Kanye West and Jay-Z joint in Paris. Is this black people in Saudi Arabia, or is this your nationality is Saudi Arabia? I don't know how you.
Saudi Arabia. Black people, yeah. My parents were born and raised in Los Angeles. So,
well, I don't think I ever knew that about you.
Yeah.
I did not know. How long were you in Saudi Arabia? Why were you in Saudi Arabia? First of all.
Yep. So my dad was over there studying Arabic and Islamic studies.
Okay.
So me and one of my brothers, I have 7 siblings, but me and one of my brothers were born over there. Yes, I was 2 when we came back, or I came to the U.S. Mm-hmm.
Now, were you on U.S. soil over there? Do you have dual citizenship? How does that work?
Yeah, I wish I had dual citizenship. The citizens actually get, the government pays the citizens. We should start that in America. I vote for that. Yep. No. So I don't have dual citizenship. Yep.
What do you mean they pay?
Exactly.
How do they pay? What do you mean? Just because
they give them oil money? Yeah, no, they pay them oil money.
Wow.
I know. So not everybody in Saudi Arabia is a citizen. You have to be there so many generations. I think it's like 5 generations or something before you're a citizen. Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So your rearing was all done in LA.
Yes.
So I was growing up in LA because that was circa what? The 70s or the 80s?
The 80s. I'm an
80s.
80s. Mm-hmm.
So I was growing up because that was during a time where LA was LA. You know what I'm saying? That's when we started learning about NWA and them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was cool. We moved around a lot. We actually settled in Santa Barbara County, is where I spent most of my childhood.
Okay.
Like 2nd grade through high school. So Santa Barbara County. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Now, so what were your interests at during the high school? Were you was it of the arts, of this holistic stuff that you're into now, or like what was your interest at that time?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, when I in high school, I wanted to save the world. That's really what I wanted to do. It wasn't a particular job in particular, but I wanted to save the world. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay. Now, but you didn't know what it was.
No, I didn't know what it was. Mm-mm.
Okay. But so then when did you come to Atlanta?
So I moved to Atlanta in 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, in 2009. Mm-hmm.
But when did I meet you though? I met you in 2012.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I met you when I was volunteering over at the charity
yep. Mm-hmm.
spot. Right.
Yeah.
And you were at that time you had a massage therapy office.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Clinic. Is that what we call it? Clinic?
Yeah.
Okay. So what drove you that way? I mean, because they're saving the world, but that might be through hunger, through going doing some outreach. that sort of thing, some missions, but you went into the laying on of the hands.
Exactly. Still saving the world though. I still like to think that I'm saving the world. So I always say that I fell into massage. I was after I got divorced, and I was a stay-at-home parent when I was married, and I just happened to be at this little old lady, black lady's house, and she got home from work and she just looked really tired. And I was like, oh, okay, like sit in the dining room chair, let me rub your shoulders. And she was like, okay. So she's, sitting in the chair and I'm rubbing her shoulder, and she's like, you're really good at this. And I'm like, thank you. And she's like, no, like, you're really good at this. And I'm like, thank you. Like, in my mind, I'm like, my parents taught me how to say thank you. So I'm like, thank you, And she goes, no, like, elders are like, listen to me, She's like, you should go to school for this. And I'm like, lady, like, I just got divorced. I need to find a job, like, And she goes, no, I'm serious. You should go to the school that I went to. She went to school for skincare.
Okay.
And, I was like, oh, I'll think about it, but my mind automatically, as I thought about it, I did my research and created a spreadsheet and looked at the different massage schools in Atlanta. And I checked everything out. It was like the length of the program, how many different types of massages they were teaching, the graduation rate, the rate of passing the state exam, where they were working, how much money they were making, backgrounds of the teachers. Like, I really, and then of course the cost of the program. I looked at everything, and I did like a little tour and visited a few schools, and I visited the school that she went to and met Miss Shea. And Miss Shea is just a ball of sunshine. I absolutely love her. I feel like you just feel her energy miles and miles away. She's amazing, and she wrote the curriculum when she was 24. Like, as an African-American lady, it was just Miss Shea is amazing. She's my hero. She's just amazing. And so I ended up, that was, meeting Miss Shea, it was a wrap after that. I actually ended up enrolling in that school. Okay. And it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. At 28, I had never been to a spa, gotten a professional massage, given a massage besides rubbing that little old lady's shoulders, and really, coming to find out within that first week that I had this natural ability to be able to help people. Okay. So it's been an amazing journey. Yeah.
And so, because I want to get into the different types of massages, because I remember back then when you used to tell me about it, because remember we used to talk about it, and you'd ask me, well, have you ever had a professional massage? And I was like, no. What I'm saying? I always felt like it would be weird, to be laying on a table and having somebody rubbing on me, that's not sexual, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you was like, no, I'm telling you, you got to get it. And honestly, my first professional massage, of course, was done by you. And I honestly, I was nervous. I was like, I don't know how this is going to play out, because this is weird. You know what I'm saying? Outside of a doctor, there's usually a man. I've never stripped down, you know what I'm saying, to get one. But I will say that I was like, oh, this is nice. This is real nice. You know what I'm saying? So, but, and you were breaking down to me the different types of massages. And this is when you had the clinic up in Roswell. It was in Roswell, right? And you just kind of explained to me how different touches and different areas do certain things and bring out certain things, and almost in a sense can heal certain things. So let's talk about the massages. Okay. Am I saying it right? I don't want to be, that's the right word.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, you're good. You're doing good.
Right. So let's talk about your basic massage is what? It's just the head to shoulder to toe, or foot, I guess. Massage. Is that the basic massage?
Yeah. I think most people would consider the basic massage would be the Swedish massage, which other people, some people refer to as the relaxation massage. Okay. It's light to medium pressure, head to toe. That's the basic one.
Oh, and I wanted to mention this too before we even got into that. You are certified up. I want to just mention.
I am.
You got certifications for days. So, this is what you talk about. I don't want to say a lot, but a lot. When you and I speak, you talk about what you do, and you talk about the different things. So I know it's your passion. It certainly has become your passion over the years. But so let's get into it. So you said the Swedish massage is kind of like your basic relaxation one. So name some of the different ones. Like if, for example, if somebody is coming to you let's just talk stress. Let's talk stress, because that's everybody's number one trigger right there. Stress.
Yeah.
What's does a basic massage apply to that, or do you do more to de-stress a person?
Yeah. So a relaxation massage. Sorry. Where'd you go? Oh, there you go. Okay. So a relaxation massage does help to manage your stress. And I do. I have a lot of certifications, a lot of tools in my toolbox, as I like to say.
Yeah.
And I pull out whatever tool that the client needs. A Swedish massage helps with stress. It's not a particular massage. It's like, oh, this one's for stress.
Mm-hmm.
They all help with stress. It just depends on what's going on with the client and their body and what their goals are for the session.
Gotcha. So I remember you mentioned something to me. It was telling me about, there's certain pressure points, I guess, in the foot that could do certain things. what from the foot affects other parts of the body?
Oh, yeah. Well, reflexology, I think, is probably what you're talking about.
Okay.
So you can actually do reflexology on your foot, on your hand, or on your ear. The ear is really interesting because if you look at your ear, it actually looks like a fetus.
That's interesting. I never thought about it, but you are right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the foot is, as far as reflexology, is the most effective, but you can do it on your hand or your ear as well. And so there are different parts. I have a foot, but I'm not sure. So there's just, like your toes. There's a whole chart. I mean, people can Google it. Yeah. What the chart means and the different areas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I guess what I was just trying to see if there was a way that you could somewhat paint a picture, like if you were, I'm trying to remember something you had told me, and I was like, "What? You can touch the foot and it'll affect that?"
So it's like your foot. There's certain pressure points on your foot that can affect, like your kidneys, like your different organs, your eyes, your heart. It just depends on what's going on. But there's a chart out there. People can Google it. It's super easy to what corresponds to what. And so if you're pressing on a certain pressure point in your foot, and let's say, sometimes I'll press on it and I'd be like, is there something going on with your liver? And they're like, how did you know that?
That's what you was telling me. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
And it's like, how did you know that? And I'm like, oh, because, you got a little thing right here on your foot. And they're like, wait, what? That's
what I was trying to remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there are none of those pressure points that you can shut down a body organ, is it? Like you said, if you're touching it, you can tell something that's going on with the liver, but you can't touch there and it like shuts it down in any kind of way. Does
no.
It? I guess because that's an interesting power that you would have.
No. It's about healing it. You can actually heal it. You can affect the organ and see, notice that something is going on. It's like, oh, you might want to, go to the doctor and get this checked out. And working at it will help. It's not going to like completely heal it, but it can affect the other organs.
Gotcha. Well, all right. Well, tell me about the holistic stress management program.
Yeah. So that program, so out here in California, I've been doing mobile massage.
Who?
mobile massage. So I would go to the
Mobile.
client's
Okay, gotcha.
houses.
Mhm.
I do have an office now, but in the more recent years, I've been doing mobile massage. And I just noticed like going to clients' houses and, you know, as soon as I walk in the door and I'm setting up my table, you know, I got to set up and do everything. They would just tell me like, oh, they're stressed out about their job or their children or their relationship or their health or this or that or whatever it is. And I realized that, you know, we were getting amazing results with the massage, but that they needed help in other areas of their life. And so, you know, at the time I had actually gotten a life coach. So that was my first life coach. So I've been working and realizing just what an impact the life coach was making on my life.
Okay.
So I went and got certified as a life coach, as a master life coach, actually. And then I got certified as a holistic stress management coach because I was saying, clients needed help to manage their stress in every area of their life. And so I created a program so that we can do that. Because of course, you know, relieving stress in their body is great. But as soon as I leave their house and they go back to their life,
they go back to the stresses.
Go back to the stress.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, I need to be able to help. I just have a deep desire to be able to help people live the life that they want to create.
Gotcha.
And do that in a way that is, you know, on their terms and what they want, and to make, you know, to make changes that are long lasting changes that isn't just like, you know, because it could be very easy to be like, okay, well, they're coming to me once a week, you know, for 2-hour massages, and I can do that from now until eternity. But that didn't really sit right with me. You know, I was like, I really want to help them. Like I truly want to help them. And so it's an amazing program that actually combines holistic stress management coaching with the body work.
Okay. What is the hopefully I'm saying this right, neuro-linguistic practitioner? Did I say that right?
Yes.
Linguistic. Now, what does that do?
So, Laura, now you got me. Neuro-linguistic programming. You got me all tongue twisted. Normally, I can say it. So that just helps clients. Let me see the best way to describe this. It's the connection with their brain. So neural, their brain. Linguistic, of course, is their language. So it's So it's programming your brain to like the language that you use and how you talk to yourself. It's reprogramming your thinking.
Okay. So is this like almost like a pep talk you giving yourself in front of the mirror type of thing you're saying, or what's that thing called when you saying to yourself every morning? What's that thing? Affirmations. There we go. Yeah. Is it that sort of thing?
That's part of it. Yes.
Now, does it involve anything medically or, you know, in terms of medicine? Does it involve any massage type therapy? It's just okay.
Yeah. It's just reprogramming your thinking.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. What was the other one? We said holistic health and wellness, mindful and meditation. So, but what's the difference between the life coach and the transformation life coach? Is that the same thing?
So life coaching is a general certification to help people with their life. And that could be, it's just very like massage, very general, and then you can get very specific. So the transformation is helping people to transform their life and whatever that is. So a lot of times people like transforming their life in their job. So they'll like, oh, I want to, do a new career. That's mostly what it is, but it could be different things like, oh, I want to move and it's just transforming it's exactly what it says. It really is transforming their life in whatever way that they want to do that, and
So
helping them.
Kind of similar. Would it fall under like what you did, like moving from Atlanta? Well, I know you were living in California, but you know, that type of transformation or transition from East Coast to the West Coast, you know, your whole lifestyle changes at that point.
Yeah. Or it could be, like I said, like a career change. That's a transformation. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Did like I said, we talk about this a lot. Well, I know you bring it up. I think I've talked to you every time I've talked to you, spoken to you. I hear something about what you do, which I know that means it's a passion for you. Like, what, number one, do your hands don't ever get tired? You know what I mean?
No. People ask me that all the time. I love that. No, my hands don't get tired. Yeah, and besides,
then that's a true gift. You know what I'm saying?
It is. It's a true gift. It's a true gift. Massage is what I was born to do.
Yeah, I mean, you told me that before.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything like that before, that you were born to.
Yeah. It's a calling. And the way that I came to massage, I wasn't looking for it. I was like, I'm gonna go get my doctorate in education. Like, you know, I was like, trade school, like, what's that? Like, I just, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's a natural talent, a God-given talent that I'm just super grateful for.
Now, have you experienced or noticed an increase in stresses and all that sort of stuff because of the pandemic? And how were you able to cope with that or deal with that, given the fact that, you know, Cali shut down for a good year? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cali was shut down for a good year. It was hard. You know, Cali was shut down. We weren't able to do massages for a bit. So I went back to some nonprofit work that I was doing before. That was even hard, you know, because I'm like, people are hurting, right? People are hurting. They're out. They're stuck in their house. And not being able to help in the way that I normally help. I mean, I did end up doing sessions online. Okay. Which, you know, turned out to be amazing, right? Realizing that I can heal. Well, not realizing it, but just moving in that direction, which is a direction I've been wanting to go. I actually heal migraines and headaches on Zoom. I was doing it on FaceTime before the pandemic. But you know, the pandemic hit, everybody's on Zoom. I'm like, oh, I can do this on Zoom.
Now, what does that look like? To heal migraine, because now you're doing some stuff, you know, non-touch healing. How does that work?
Yeah. So, you know, clients do an intake, and, you know, they're basically chronic headache and migraine sufferers. And so we talk about where they feel their migraines or headaches, you know, if there's an onset, if they notice an onset, things that trigger it, how long they've been having them, their symptoms, what they've been doing to treat it, all of that. And then we just go through, there are, you know, certain points on your neck and your shoulders, your neck and your head, that can help relieve the tension. Okay. And the headaches. And the
See, I used to suffer from migraines. I remember when it started, and I, you know, looking back, of course, I can see where the stresses that it was. I was getting bullied, and yeah, you know, I was a small kid, and I was getting bullied by a smaller kid. Isn't that crazy? And but yeah, but I was getting migraines bad for a while. Then I think my mother took me to the doctors, I think, but then they went away. I don't know if it went away after I beat him up, because I ended up beating up the guy. So I don't know if they went away because of that or over time or something. I don't know. But then later in life, I'm in my 20s now at that point, they came back. But again, looking back, I can see where the stresses were. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I guess it's safe to say that migraines are, for the most part, triggered by some type of stress.
Well, there's a lot of different causes for migraines. Some of it is stress. Some of it is physiologically. It just really depends on what's going on. Sometimes it's a hormone imbalance. You know, I hear a lot from women that they get them right before their menstrual cycle. After their menstrual cycle, every month. It just really, there's just so many different causes that, you know, it's hard to say. Every
and
person.
And when you're doing the sessions online, this is now them touching themselves and doing certain pressure points and that sort of thing. Now, and that's to do it that when they starting to feel the onset of the migraine coming, to start doing those type of exercises.
So it depends. You know, a lot of times when we do the sessions, I've done sessions where I'm like, you know, call me or text me when you're having a migraine, and I can help you to relieve it. And then sometimes we'll do the sessions, we'll schedule the sessions. Sometimes it's easier to do the work when you're not actively having a migraine or a headache, and we can just treat areas of where you feel it, or the areas that affect the areas of where you feel it. So it just depends.
Gotcha. And so now you know, pandemic has shut things down for a bit, and you recently hit me up and you was like, well, I'm opening my another office or a new office here, you know, there on the West Coast, because you are in the Bay Area, correct?
The Bay Area.
Bay Area.
Yeah.
And so kind of getting back to your first love, I guess you can say. So how is that going?
The office is going really well. So I went to massage school 10 years ago. And then 2 years ago, I went back to school for advanced neuromuscular therapy, muscular therapist. And in that program, which was another 6 months of program of schooling, I decided to specialize in head, neck, and shoulder pain relief. So I treat TMJ, which is jaw pain, clenching, grinding, that clicking noise when you're
I was just going to ask you about that too. That's a long word. That T word is a long word. I can't pronounce that one. Yep.
So TMJ, dysfunction. And a lot of times, most of my clients I'm treating, it's before it's full onset TMJ, but I do also treat when the TMJ is diagnosed from your dentist, usually, not from me, because I don't diagnose. But TMJ, and then migraines and headaches, and then neck and shoulder pain. So it's just just this part. And the office, and it's going really well. Yeah, it's going really well. It's fun. It's like I used to get excited about massage, not so much anymore. I still love it, but not so much anymore. Now I get super excited about the TMJ work and the migraines and headaches.
Right. So do you what's the word I'm looking for? Do you why can't I think of the word? For lack of a better word, do you take on like car accident patients that come in from back injuries and that sort of thing, shoulder injuries and neck injuries? Or is that more chiropractic type back stuff?
Yeah, so I collaborate with other healthcare professionals. I will review, CT scans, MRIs, all of that, and work with your chiropractor, your acupuncturist, your primary care provider. I've seen people that see a neurologist. All of those healthcare professions, and more, of course, but I will collaborate with them as well. Most of my clients actually come to me because they, sit behind a computer 8 hours a day. But I will also see clients that, have car accidents or whatever the case may be.
Let me see if I got this right. Steel pillow hands.
Yes.
Explain that, and then I'll jump in.
Yeah, of course. So when I was in massage school 10 years ago, my instructor actually, she gave me my hands the nickname Steel Pillow Hands because they're really strong, but they're soft to the touch. They feel like pillows. They're very soft,
right?
Nurturing touch, highly intuitive. But yeah, it's a nickname that my massage instructor gave me.
Yeah, and again, I will attest to that, because again, it was my first ever professional massage was done by you. And you're right, soft hands, but can pack a grip. I'm telling you, I was like, I was trying to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Because you had asked me, did I want a deep tissue? And I was like, he was like, you probably don't want to start off with that. And you had me do, I guess it was like a medium one. And I was like, trying not to make sounds like ow, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it felt good, but I just never had that type of pressure put on any, muscles. And so I can see where the title comes from.
Yeah. It's a lot of people say like that clients will say that I touched the right points at the right time with the right amount of pressure. And then a client recently said with the right amount of love. Like it's just my hands just, I would say like my hands talk to the muscles. It's just a way where I'm highly intuitive. And so, I've definitely had cases where a client would be like, oh, my shoulder hurts. They won't tell me which side. They won't tell me anything. And then, I'm standing on the left side and I'll go to the right side and touch just the right. And they're like, wait, how did you know that was it right there? You know? Or just even during the massage, they're like, I didn't know that hurt until you touched it. And then I'm like, yeah, because that's just the way that it works sometimes.
That's cool. What's up. Now, for our listeners that I'm sure are in the Bay Area, how well, just anyone for this matter, but definitely since you are, because you do Zoom sessions and all that kind of stuff too. So let's start within your area. Where can people, if they wanted to book a session with you, how can they facilitate that?
Yeah. So my website is ruqayyahandco.com. It's RUQAYYAH and co.com. That's really the best way to reach me. I'm at my office in San Francisco on Mondays and Wednesdays at the moment. But they can always check the website in case that changes. So yeah.
And then if people want to book a session online, a Zoom or I guess a FaceTime session,
that's all on the website.
They can get all that from your website. That's what's up. Well, like I said, I know this is something that you are highly excited about. I don't think I've ever talked to anyone with as much excitement about massage therapy as I have talking to you, because we talk about it all the time whenever we speak, and it's been years. It's been a few years since we've spoken, but even when we reconnected, you was talking about massage therapy. I was like, she loves her job. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. It's my life's work. It's not even a job. Like it's my life's work. Like I love it. Yeah. There's nothing even else to even say about it. Like I absolutely love it. It's transformational for the client. And there's just so much, like there's just so much that I do that clients, they need help. And a lot of times they don't even realize that they need the help. So, with my advanced training, I do posture assessments, which people really need. I also analyze their gait cycle, which is your walking cycle. People don't realize, they're like, what'd you say?
What is that? How does that work?
Yeah. What do you do? They walk from one side of the room to the next and I film it.
Okay.
And people don't realize that they're limping or they're leaning to one side or whatever it is, right? And then able to tell which muscles are affected and which muscles to work on to be able to correct their walking cycle or their posture or whatever it is. I also do special muscle testing, which is the orthopedic testing that your chiropractic might do, or the physical therapist do, the occupational therapist do, to be able to test and pinpoint exactly which muscles are affected.
Okay.
That's part of the work, that the love of the work that I like to do. You know, I don't just like rub lotion on you for an hour. Right. It really is about helping you and helping your body, because we all have these like daily habits, right? Like, are you sitting at a computer all the time? Are you walking? Are you exercising? Are you stretching? Or is there any amount, like how much water are you drinking, right? Are your muscles dehydrated? It's like all these little things, right? And it's like, oh, are you a person that like slouches or like leans a certain way, or do you lay in your bed a certain way? Or, you know, it's just like, when you're driving the car, do you know, is it just one hand or is it two, or, you know, like whatever it is, it's all of these daily habits that have an effect on our body and the alignment of our body and the alignment of our muscles. And, you know, I had a client that likes to bike. I really want to say like 20 miles. So like from Oakland to Walnut Creek, which I want to say is like, I'd have to Google it. It's probably like 10 or 15 miles one way. Okay. They will bike there and back. And they're having this issues with their IT band, right? The who? And I'm like, well, just stop biking. And they're like, that's like telling me to stop breathing. And I'm like, oh, because they love biking so much. That's their like stress relief. Right. Whatever. And I'm just like, you know, my dad's voice runs through my head. That when I was younger, you know, I'd be like, Dad, my arm hurts. And he'd be like, when does your arm hurt? I'd be like, when I raise it. And he'd be like, well, then don't raise it. You know, like, right. Your arm and then it won't hurt. So that totally ran through my mind when I'm like, well, don't bike. Like, you know, but the client was like, that's like telling me not to breathe. I love cycling. I'm going to do it. But helping in that way. But cycling was, you know, they're having issues with their IT band. Now, what is the IT band? What is that? Oh, I'm sorry. Medical terminology. Right. So the IT band is a band that runs from your hip, on the outside of your hip, to like your knee. Okay. Yeah. So that stretch, it's more than the IT band, but most people will refer to it as your IT band. Yeah. So, and that's just from biking so much, or cycling so much. And I was like, just give it time to heal. Like, take a break from, not forever, but take a break from cycling. And, you know, and they were like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Right. Okay, well, there's other things you can do, stretch it, and, you know, other stuff that they can do to be able to help it. But yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, I know it's a passion of yours. In fact, as I was listening to you speak, and as I recall the different conversations, never did you talk about like the massage itself. You always talked about what it was doing for the person. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just, I'm relaxing them. No, he was like, no, I'm healing the shoulder, and I'm giving, you know, it was always more medical, more, you know, like you cared, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I care. That's interesting. I never realized that, though. I never really talked about the actual massage. You never talk about the actual massage. You talk about what it does, the benefit. What it does, the benefits, and what it does. And how I can help it. And how you can help it, exactly. Yeah. Now, you know, I had this massage here in Atlanta. It was a couple of years ago. So I had to cheat on you. And I remember laying on the table, and I can't remember. I think she was massaging my shoulders or something. But whatever it was that she did, I don't know what she touched. But I remember instantly my nose clogged up. Oh. And I was laying on the table, and I didn't want to like say anything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to take it like a man. But I was like, couldn't really breathe through my nostrils because they literally closed, and I was breathing out my mouth. And I was like, what did she do? They just closed my whole nostril passage. But then when I flipped over is when it opened up.
And I was like praying for her to hurry up and be done so that I could come from out of that little face circle thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so is there any things that happens that closes or clogs a nose?
I know that was going to be your question. Wait, I wasn't there. I don't know what the lady was doing.
Me either. I mean,
but I do want to say, I definitely want to say, speak up. You're in a session. Speak up. That's what I want to say. I don't know, because I don't know what she was doing.
Right.
I don't know I can't think of any scenario that would make you clog up.
Yeah.
But I definitely would encourage you and the audience to speak up. You know, a lot of times clients won't, and we won't know unless you tell us.
Yeah.
I had a client recently, been a long time client. I, started seeing her for her migraines. And she was saying that she went to a chiropractor and they were using the percussion gun to loosen up the muscles, because they don't do massage, but they just use the percussion gun.
Okay.
Which is just the vibrator gun thing. If you ever been to the chiropractor before, that some chiropractors use, not all of them.
Okay.
And she said that it made her feel worse. And I'm like, well, did you tell the chiropractor? She's like, no, I'm just not going to go back. And I'm like, no, like literally, like call them and tell them so that they know, right? But they made her migraine come back, and it made it feel worse. And I was like, yeah, no, please call them. Just let them know.
Yeah.
That when and she's like, they were fine, but just the percussion gun made them feel worse. And I'm like, well, if you like, one, call them and tell them, and then two, if you go back, because she was thinking about, whether to go back or not, just tell them not to use the percussion gun on you. Just do the adjustment and not actually use that, because you don't want to keep feeling worse. You have to advocate for yourself, right? Like, I'm going to advocate for you as your practitioner, and I'm sure massage therapists don't want to injure you. They definitely they don't want you, and yours was, your nose was clogged. It wasn't like an injury, but that's not the intent. That's not our intention ever. And yeah, I can tell a lot of things about your body with my knowledge and my education and my training and my intuition. But at the same time, I don't know what's going on in your brain. Like, you got to be able to speak up and tell us,
right.
In the middle of it, like, next week is better than never.
right. But during the actual session is much better.
During the actual session, yeah, I would encourage clients to
and I wanted to.
A lot of times.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times clients are like, I don't want to interrupt. I don't want you're doing your thing, whatever. But please speak up. Yeah, please speak up.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. I didn't want to interrupt it. I was like, I'll just ride it out. But I'm telling you, it clogged the whole passageway shut down. It was the weirdest thing. But anyway, so once again, speak up, y'all. Speak up.
Yeah, I will get off the table. Actually,
you will get off the table.
Yeah.
I'm glad you say that. So who does the massage therapist go to for relaxation and therapy?
Yeah. Other therapists, but I am super picky. I've definitely had instances, not a lot, but I've had instances where I've actually gotten off the table in the middle of the session.
Wow.
In Atlanta, actually, that was the last time I got off the table.
Is that like a considered an insult though?
Oh, I didn't care at that point. She's fine.
Right.
I mean, my whole thing is like, during the intake in that session, I was like over communicating, and I was telling her, my neck and my shoulders, because I have chronic neck and shoulder pain. I think that's one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why I specialize in head, neck, and shoulders, because I had a car accident years ago. And so I have chronic neck and shoulder pain. And I told the therapist that, and told her that's what I wanted. That's why I was there. Battery is low. During the session, her plan, which I didn't know until she turned me over, was that she was going to wait until the last 20 minutes of the session to work on the area that was bothering me. And so it's interesting, because it's like, I take those experiences
Mm-hmm.
and I learn from them. And so I was like, but so the whole time that she's sorry, voices.
Uh-huh.
So the whole time that she's massaging me, as she's waiting for the last 20 minutes to work on the area that's bothering me, all I'm thinking about is the pain. Like I couldn't even relax or concentrate on what she was doing.
Yeah.
Because all I'm doing is thinking about the pain that I'm in. And so I'm like,
I feel you.
So now, of course, like people are like, my shoulders hurt. That's the first area that I touch, is what, and that came from years ago, probably 8-9 years ago of having a massage. And I was like, why are you going to wait till the last 20 minutes? And she's like, oh, I was taught that, spend more than 20 minutes on the back and da 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 da. And I'm just like,
yeah.
But I'm in pain. But I'm in pain. Like, forgot about the client, like, so yeah, it's just one of those things where.
Well, and that was the case with me. I just kind of suffered through it. It was like, what she was doing at that point didn't even matter. I couldn't breathe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, breathing through your mouth is not so pleasant. You know what I mean? It's not, naturally you breathe through your nose, so through the mouth just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I powered through, you know what I'm saying, until she flipped me over. Then it opened up like if somebody just gave me Vicks in my nose. It was weird. It was real weird.
Yeah.
Well, I had a question. What do you do about sciatic pain?
Yeah. So what do I do about it? I treat it.
Like, are there any kind of stretches or something that like, for example, I could do?
There are stretches that you can do for your sciatic pain. We really would have to go through like an intake and really figure out what's going on or where you feel it at. But
mostly like the hip area.
Yep, that's where sciatica is.
Oh, is that where it is? Okay. I need a chart.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you need a chart. Yeah.
Right.
Sciatica. Yeah, it's
what causes the pain? What is the sciatica nerve? What is that nerve? Is it a nerve?
It is a nerve.
But what does it pinch? Like what causes it to be a pain?
Yeah, so the muscles around the nerve are so tight that they're pinching on the nerve, which causes pain.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that caused by stress?
The tension in the muscles?
Yeah.
It could be caused by stress. It could be caused because if you're sitting down all day. There's a
or standing
causes, or standing.
Or standing. Not so much standing?
Not so much. Well, it depends on how you're standing.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're leaning to one side, right, then the side, like right now, that would be like my right side. It would pinch. If I'm leaning on one side would open up and the other side would be pinching. So it just depends on so many factors.
Yeah.
I have to do some special muscle testing and figure out exactly what it is. But I'm sure your local therapist would be able to do that. Okay. Hopefully a really amazing one. I do definitely want to clarify that I don't just jump off the table or get off the table.
Like
in the middle of sessions, if they don't know, like
right.
For that particular session, I communicated with the therapist, and she was still insisting on waiting till the last 20 minutes, and then at that point, it was over for me. You know what I mean? Like for you, for your session, Wade, I would talk to the therapist and be like, "Hey, my nose is clogged. Is there anything that we can do?" Most 99% of therapists are going to be like, "Oh, okay, let me turn you over, or put you on your side." Or something to be able to adjust that, because we really do want to help. The fact that this particular therapist was insisting on sticking to
her regimen.
Her regimen instead of treating the client. That's when it was over. That's when it was over for me. And during the intake, I talked to her and I was like, I was like, I hate it when therapists just do the same routine on everybody. And she's like, yeah, I don't do that. She was like, yeah, I don't do that. So with all the stuff there was a bunch of things that led up to like me, like literally getting off the table. Like, can you step out so I can get out and get dressed? Because I'm done. This is over.
Wow.
So, but it was her insistence of sticking to what she wanted to do instead of treating the client, which 99% of the clients are therapists are not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I am super picky because I have a lot of training. So you have to really know what you're doing in order to do it with me. If you don't know what you're doing, then I don't fool around.
And I'm sure that's something probably you can almost detect immediately. You know what I'm saying? Once they get started, you're like, nah.
Yeah, I'm highly intuitive, right? And so you have to have a healing touch in order to deal with me because I don't, yeah.
Wait, was that the name of your clinic here?
No, so it was Mercy's Touch. You remember
Mercy's Touch. I knew the word touch was in it. Yeah. So Ruqayyah actually is my middle name. My first name is Rahma. Okay. And Rahma in Arabic means mercy. So it's Mercy's Touch. I didn't want to call it Rahma's Touch. So Mercy's Touch Massage Clinic was the name of it. That's what's up. Well, once again, so people can know where to find you in the Bay Area in San Francisco. It's San Francisco, right? The clinic?
San Francisco Bay Area.
And then how they can also, contact you if they want to do some stuff online.
Yeah. So my website is ruqayyahandco.com. Instagram is Ruqayyah and Co. Facebook, Ruqayyah and Co. Ruqayyah and Co. So Ruqayyah, it's so funny. I was thinking about this recently. So people are like, why did you name your business Ruqayyah and Co? It wasn't really about me. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Mm-hmm. But so Ruqayyah in Arabic means one who heals something by spiritual means. Okay. And that really resonated with me and the work that I do. Ruqayyah and Co is a health and wellness company. But healing, right, is what I do. And so that's why it's named Ruqayyah and Co.
Gotcha. Ruqayyah, I'm glad that I met you that day at the charity spot in Roswell, and ever since then we've been cool. And like I said, there's never been a time that I've spoken to you that you have not talked about how much you love what you do. And I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not putting on for the pod and none of that kind of stuff. That's what she all the time.
Yeah,
talks about how much she loves what she does. I'm like, it seems like after a while you'd be tired of it, but no. Yeah.
Not at all. It doesn't feel like day one because I've been doing it 10 years, but it feels, I'm just as excited, if not more, with the additional training and everything that I have. Everything that I've done, it's always been to get better at what I do. It's funny because last night I was talking with my youngest daughter, and she's looking up zodiac signs and all this and that. And so she looks at mine, the characteristics of mine. I'm a Sagittarius, and she was like, obsessed with self-development. And I was like, totally. Because I have 13, if I remember correctly, it's over 13 massage certifications. And I think I'm at 15 coaching certifications. So I just finished spiritual coaching certification. Wow. So yeah, I'm definitely obsessed with self-development.
You think? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up.
But it's all to help clients. Like I just love having as many tools in my toolbox to be able to help clients.
From day one, you were schooling me on that stuff. That's why I remembered some of the things that you were telling me about. I was like, wow, who would ever thunk that? You know what I'm saying? But you do.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what's up.
Yeah, now we gotta find you a therapist. Was your massage good? Other than that?
Well, I mean, post you, I think I've only had like 2. You know what I'm saying? 2, maybe 3. And of the 2 or maybe 3, that one, my nose was clogged, so I couldn't really enjoy anything.
Okay.
Until she flipped me over. One? I'm sorry.
Was that your last massage?
That was the last one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hadn't gone and gotten another one since then. Not because of that, but just because I just haven't. Okay.
I do some research. I got to find you a really good one.
Okay. Yeah. Make sure that on a list that it'll say will not clog your nose, because that's important.
Yeah, will not clog your nose.
Right. That's what's up. Well, Ruqayyah, I certainly appreciate it. Like I said, from day one, you've been talking about this, and you've been steady at it, and I know you love it. I know it's your passion. Like you said, you were born to do it, and you really do have the steel pillow hands, man.
Oh.
That's what's up. It's your boy G-Way, Hold It Down, G-Way Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon.
Dirty.
Y'all know what it is.
The G-Way Podcast.
The G-Way Podcast.
Bringing you the cool interviews,
the hot topics, and all that other crap.
The G-Way Podcast with Deacon Dirty.